Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to see you all here. And today I'm going to be presenting you um, Indonesia, Bali, and the possibilities to invest in the real estate. So let me introduce myself. My name is Andres Senkovs, and I'm a co-partner of Magnum Estate Bali. And my job is to promote Indonesia in international market. This is what I'm doing for the last 4 years. And brief numbers regarding our company. We have over 300 employees right now. We started this company on the previous company on 2019. And since then, we have over 170,000 square meters of facilities that we are building. So what we're focused on the construction and management on the premium class real estate in Bali Island. But later on, I will open you a secret that we are moving forward and moving to a new markets inside Indonesia. So we're specialized in investment of residential real estate, commercial real estate, and infrastructure. We're building hotels and setting up the management for those properties as well. So those people who would like to invest with us, they are free to go. They don't need to think about the management, about how they're gonna run their property, how it's gonna bring them their returns. We're taking care for everything from A to Z. We're promoting the island of Bali. I think this was the main mission of our company, first of all, because in 2019, it was the beginning of the COVID, and all the investors were sitting pretty tight and didn't know what to expect from the market when all this madness is going to finish. And this was really tough time for most of developers around the globe. Everything was in a very difficult situation. So yeah, but we found our way. We got really strong, and comparing to many of our competitors, we did an amazing job. So we started to promote Indonesia. We started to promote Bali, first of all, and then those investors who were looking for some quality property, they will definitely find us. Right now, we're promoting Indonesia in all the biggest world forums, and I myself was presenting in IM Congress in Abu Dhabi, in the World Economic Forum in Davos, in MIPIM in Cannes. We're invited by the Forbes Journal around the globe to give our vision to the people, to explain what is Indonesia, what kind of benefits to invest in this beautiful country. And we're doing this pretty great. And for that reason, we have a lot of appreciation from the Indonesian government. Recently, we've been invited for the opening ceremony of the new special economy zone in the Grand Batang. This is something really unique. What it will be the biggest area in a whole Asian countries for the manufacturers. We've been invited to the International Tourism Investment Forum in Jakarta, presenting our property, presenting our vision, and presenting our experience on how we can bring the investment to this country. As well, recently we won an Oscar in the real estate, and two of our complexes got 5 international awards as the biggest and the best apartment complex in Asian countries. Design as well. We're doing amazing job in terms of design. And if you're living in any country in the world, probably you will find that Magnum Estate in mentioned in most of the medias around the globe, in a very elite medias, as when someone is looking at the market of Bali, of Indonesia, they're definitely going to find our company because we have some really unique projects to offer, which are not similar to anything what the rest of the companies are doing in Bali. But let's now focus on Indonesia because most of you never heard or don't know the details about what is Indonesia. Um, I have a lot of questions from my investors when I'm visiting different countries. They're asking, "Oh, really? Is there a business going on in Indonesia?" So let me give you all the details about the economy of Indonesia and how great is possibilities right now in this market. So last year, the direct foreign investment increased for over 22% from 2023 to 24, and it's a third place in the world in terms of the economy growth. The first one is India with 7.2%, and then goes China and Indonesia with the similar numbers. And those numbers are not just last year or year before. In the last 10 years, an average Indonesian economy is growing over 5%. In the first half year this year, it's 5.2%. So we are going in the same direction. Only year when we had the lower numbers, it was 21, when the COVID hit really hard all the economies in the world. But we recovered very fast, and right now we're on the same track, going 5% and up every year. We're the seventh largest country in terms of GDP, and the Indonesian rupiah is one of the most stable currency. And in the last 20 years, it's just the 15% difference to US dollars. Right now, we're getting back on the track and getting stronger in terms to the United States dollar. So we're pretty stable, and this what attracts investors. And if you look the analytics from Financial Times, Moody's, Goldman Sachs, Reuters, Indonesian economy will become the fourth largest economy in terms of GDP by 2050. Some of the analysts saying that it will be in 2035. So it's a great time to invest in this beautiful country, and Indonesia is one of the most competitive economy right now on the market. You know that the situation in European zone, in United States, and the different countries, it's not really stable at the moment, but Indonesia is doing great steps to bring the foreigner investments. And right now, it's a really safe place to invest. And Indonesia, over 60 years, didn't have any conflicts, and Indonesian policy is independence and neutrality. So we are friends with everyone, and we have presidents changing every 5 years. Some of the presidents had two times being a president, but we have a really democracy with we're changing our government, and they going the same way and doing a lot of great steps to grow as a country. And we see that we have a middle class growing pretty fast. And we need to definitely to mention that Indonesia is the fourth largest country in terms of the population. It's over 275 million people who live in Indonesia, and most of them, this is a young people under 35 years old. So we have a lot of strong working power. People are being educated, and they doing great job in the market around the globe. And the specialists from Indonesia are going in another places around the globe and showing their skills, what they're getting in this beautiful country. Another huge project from Indonesian government is a new capital. Just recently, few months ago, the Jakarta is no longer a capital of Indonesia, and there is a new capital which called Nusantara. This is the new international business hub in the principles of Dubai. Indonesia is always learning from best, and this will be absolutely amazing, sustainable city. It's over $36 billion investment in the new capital, and the first phase of the new capital will be finished pretty soon. Already this month, we're gonna have an inauguration uh, happening in Nusantara, in the new capital. So it's a great project. It's a great vision, sustainable city, green city. It's in a Kalimantan island, which is the third biggest island in the world. And they started it from scratch, and already half of the infrastructure for the central part is finished, and from the next year another part of the development will be starting, and I hope that Magnum Estate will be participating in building a new future and a new capital. We last week we met the housing ministry and we signed a letter that we applied for the land in the center of the new capital. So I believe that pretty soon you will hear from our company regarding the new project in new capital, Nusantara. But let's focus in Bali. Why Bali? This is the main question. Why Bali? Those people who never been to Bali, this is the main question for them. Those people who've been to Bali, you don't need the answer, but let me give you some numbers and some idea what is going on in Bali. So Bali is most desired tourist place in the world after the restrictions were lifted by the booking.com. It's the best winter destinations from Airbnb. This is the second most popular destination in the world in TripAdvisor after Dubai. It's the fifth in Forbes list as the most um, interesting place in the world in terms of living and investment. So I could continue these rankings every day, they changing, but right now Bali is attracting a very large project. 2 months ago we had a grand opening of the Icon Bali, which is one of the biggest shopping malls in Indonesia and biggest in Bali. And this is actually just next to one of our complex. It's a beachfront shopping mall. In September, we're starting metro, underground and overground will be constructed in Bali. This is a project till 2028, and with this project, the government expects to get rid of the traffic jams, and I believe this is a great project. Another huge project is the largest medical center for tourism together with the Mayo Clinic, which is one of the biggest American medical company. So this will be international hospital, and this is special economy zone where the foreigner doctor is allowed to work. At the moment, local people, Indonesian, are spending around $1.5 billion every year for the medical tourism. They're traveling to another country to get a high professional medical services. Right now they don't need to go anywhere else, and they can get this medical treatments in their own country. They can travel to Bali and get the best doctors from around the world and get the most quality services. New international airport will be launching pretty soon. It will be on another side of the island, which is not so developed at the moment, but it will help with the situation when the development gonna go to that part. And right now, huge numbers showing the local international airport, which existing right now. Later on, I will tell you the numbers, and it will be a big surprise for you. New cruise ship harbor is already half open. One part of the harbor is open and operating and already welcoming the biggest cruise ships, and pretty soon we're launching the second part, and there will be a lot of tourists. Over 1.5 million people will be visiting Bali with the cruise ship services, which is pretty popular in this part of the world. But this what attracts, look at this picture, this what attracts Bali: amazing views, amazing ocean, beach clubs, facilities. So Bali has a lot to offer. The establishments in Bali are one of the best in the world. We have the biggest beach clubs. We have really beautiful places to visit, restaurants to eat in. And of course, Bali has some beautiful beaches. I don't think that most of the people are coming for the beach in Bali, but if they like to have a nice swim or surfing, this is definitely the destination where to go. Nature in Bali is very unique. 1 hour traveling from any touristic destination, you will be in a jungles. You will see amazing rice paddies, volcanoes, Waterfalls, the most beautiful sunsets in the world are over here in Bali. I really love the place, and if you've been here, you will know what I'm talking about. But let's talk about the numbers. The growth of the tourism flow. 2019, there was over 6.7 million foreign tourists visiting Bali. But let's not forget that this place the Indonesia has 275 million people, and the locals are traveling to Bali more often than the foreigners. So altogether, it was close to 19 million people visited Bali in 2019. This year, we're expecting over 7 million foreigner tourists visiting Bali. Right now, we're going much faster to this number. Last year, we almost got to the numbers of 2019, but still, it was 5.3 foreign tourists visited Bali, and we're getting pretty fast. And the government expecting to have over 32 million people visiting Bali by 2030. So this is huge numbers. This is numbers which showing the European capitals in terms of the tourists. And let's see the numbers as well on the growth of tourist flow. It's over 103% increasement in the flights comparing to 2022. 127% passenger traffic in Bali increased compared to 2022. Last year, the local international airport, Nugan Rai, welcomed in total over 21 million tourists. This is 71% more than 2022. And this year, we're beating this number. We're already over 20% higher numbers than the previous year. From January to May, Indonesia was visited more than 5.2 million foreign tourists. This is a huge number, huge number. And the most common tourists are from Malaysia, Australia, Singapore, China, India. If we're talking about the European countries, then it's definitely UK and France, Germany. So a lot of tourists visiting from there. United States in the first top 10 of the tourists visiting. And right now we have a lot of people coming here from Middle East. There is a two biggest airplanes in the world coming to Bali daily. Emirates Airlines right now increased from one Airbus A380 to two Airbus 380, the biggest airplanes in the world coming from Dubai to Bali in a daily basis. Direct flights from Abu Dhabi, from Qatar, and from other destinations. So the tourism flow increasing. There will be more and more direct flights starting from different countries. And let's talk about the numbers in terms of the investment. If we're looking in general in the real estate market around the globe, probably you know the numbers. It's around 2 to 5%. This is the profit what you can get from the rental of that property. Yeah, and if we're looking in Europe or we're looking in some neighbor countries, this is the actual numbers. If we look at Dubai, the numbers are a little bit higher. You can expect 6-8%. In some cases, it can be bigger, but we're talking about in average. Yeah, so average is around 6 to 8%. Thailand is showing 8 to 10%, depending on where to go, because Thailand is a big country. They have a lot of different islands. They have a lot of different things to offer. But Bali is Bali. This is one island. This is one beautiful place to visit. You cannot compare it to any other destination. And because of that, because of the touristic flow, our numbers are around 12 to 15% net what you can expect from your investment. Why is that? Because the average occupancy in touristic locations all year round, as there is no seasonality. Over here, the rainy season is very mild, and actually the rainy season is the peak season, so where most of the tourists are coming, because the rainy season is usually in the winter time, and in the winter time it's pretty cold in around the globe, if we're talking about the Europe or Canada or United States. So they coming to some warmer places, and Bali is one of those places, and they're not disturbed with a little rain for an hour in the daytime, and most of the time the rain is in the nighttime, so it's not disturbing people from their holiday vacation. They can swim, they can surf, they can visit beautiful areas around Bali. So, investment in a hotel sector in Indonesia reached 2.3 billion US dollars in 2023, and Bali became the leader in foreign investment inflow with a 220 million USD in 2,220 projects. What is the issue in Bali and why the property is growing in the value? What is going on in Bali? So the main problem here that there is no land where to build, and the land is growing in the prices. It's very expensive, and there's not a lot of land left to build because it's a boom. Everyone is building in Bali. Everyone to move here or to live here or to invest in this beautiful place. So I'm right now showing you two main touristic areas. Yeah, one of them is the Seminyak and Canggu. It's already developed over 90%. This is a popular touristic destination, very diverse crowds, all different kind of ages and what so on. If we're talking about Sanur, this is where is the cruise ship harbor, new harbor, special economy zone, medical center. Over there, the actual area is developed on 99%. There's no other plots of land. There's no development going on except couple. One of them is ours. Only beachfront property. This is what we're doing right now in that area. So look at that, this picture. Some green spots. This is the green zone, which is not allowed to be developed. Over 30% need to stay green. So all the rest is already developed or sold out. It's pretty hard to get the land here. And let's talk about the occupancy in the different areas. So if you look those spots on the map, this is the touristic destination. There are a few. One is Ubud. It's in the middle of the island. It's around jungles. It's around 1 hour drive to the ocean, but it's a different vibe over there. There was a movie, Eat, Pray, Love. It was filmed over there, so it got really popular because of that. And not only because of that, Ubud has a lot of offer, but it's a little bit different weather. It's a little bit colder. It's a little bit more wet over there, but it's a great experience to visit that place. And then there are different touristic destinations. Canggu is the most trending one. This is like a Miami Beach in Bali. It's all the beautiful people. It's a younger crowd. It's a beach club. So it's a like Miami style vibe, let's say like that. Sanur is already developed area with the medical centers, with the nice restaurants, hotels. So it's a fully developed area, and usually it's a families and older crowd coming to Sanur because it's a very nice swimmable beach. Then there are areas like Nusa Dua and Uluwatu. Nusa Dua is developed area. It's all five-star hotels, but you stay in a hotel. This is Nusa Dua. So there's not a lot of things when you can go out from the hotel and get the experience of local life. Let's say like that. Yeah, so it's a proper area developed for the big hotels like Kempinski or something like that. Bukit area, it's a new trending area. It's a peninsula, and 5 years ago it was very low development going on there. Right now it's a lot of big projects. We have a couple of projects in that area, and I believe in the next 7 years it will be one of the most trending places, and a lot of development going on there because they still have some land over there to be developed. I hope that we all developers gonna get together and we're gonna do some project together, that we're gonna make nice roads, nice facilities, nice infrastructure together with the government. Let's talk about the occupancy rates in those areas. If we're talking about the areas along the ocean, then occupancy rate there is around 75 to 90%. This is official statistic, but statistic usually is provided by those who are calculating five-star hotels or the luxury property. If we're talking about the average or old villas or some other type of property, then the numbers are much lower there, and in many cases they're not even getting to the 50%. If we're talking about the property which is around 1 kilometer away from the ocean, from the coastline, then the numbers over there going from 50 to 70%. This is the actual numbers, but again, not all properties rented with those kind of occupancy. If it's old, if it's not beautiful, let's say like this, because how people renting their property, they're looking at the property, how it looks, and they stay in that place which is making them happy. So different, it varies, but luxury property, 5-star property has a much higher occupancy rates, and prices for land increasing pretty fast in Canggu area. For example, in the last year, the property for land increased over 150%. And if we're getting numbers from 2016, then in this period, in some areas, it increased over 1,000%. This is huge numbers. And it was empty. There was nothing 2016 in some areas. Right now, it's a fully developed area with a beautiful facilities around. Let's talk about the numbers. How much is the average property in Bali rented in daily? According to AirDNA, which is the platform shows you short-term rental market analysis, then the average cost per night is around $223, which increased over 8% in the last year. If we're talking about the whole building, yeah, it's around 280. For example, one bedroom villa will cost you $280 per night. If we're talking about the property which is under the management company, yeah, like a hotel brand, then we can talk about 400 US dollars per night. And if we're talking about the unique luxury real estate, then the prices over there will be over $500. This is the official statistic, and you can check it yourself going to AirDNA and choosing the area what you would like to see. Let's talk about legal part. Yeah, let's talk about how you can purchase the property, what kind of taxes in Indonesia, and what you need to look after. So there are a few options for property rights. Yeah, and let's go through all of them. You can do the print screen and you will have all of them later on saved for yourself. So for the developers, to a legal entity, it will be HDB contract. So for example, our company, we're buying land with HDB contract, and later on we pass it to our clients. For the most of the people, they're choosing hak seva or a leasehold. So 95% of the property is sold with a leasehold contract. This is safe. This comes from the British legal system, and most of the people around the globe know what the leasehold means. In London, you can purchase a property, it will be leasehold. In Dubai, most of the property 5-10 years ago was sold with a leasehold contract as well. So most of the investors who already done their investment in different countries, they might understand what the leasehold is. So actually, you are the full owner of the property for the certain period of time. In Bali market, on average, it's 25 years. After the first 25 years, you part for the land to extend the land for you. You have a priority rights to extend that land for yourself. Some developers can offer you directly a bigger numbers. We have a properties with a 50, 80 years leasehold directly. So you need to check that in the first place. Another option which became available right now, it's a hak pakai. So if the property has the freehold title, if the land has freehold title, then you as a foreigner, you can buy it, you can purchase it with a hak pakai. This is 80 years. And after the first 80 years, it will be renewed for you and you can use it. If you resell it in this 80 years period, for the local, for example, it will be a freehold title for the locals, and we go to hak milik or a freehold. This is only for the Indonesian citizens. Yeah, so you cannot buy with the hak milik, which is the direct freehold. You can buy it with a hak pakai. In case you will resell it to the local, for him, it will be freehold, direct hak milik. So two common options. It's a leasehold or freehold. One is the lease. What is the common registration option? So it's registered by the notary. You can inherit this property. It can be resold at any time. So you are the owner. You can go to the notary and override it to another person. Foreigners have the rights to conclude, you have the priority rights to use the property, and you have priority rights for the new renewal. yeah, in default. So when it finished the first leasehold term, you can extend it for another 30, 40, 50 years, depending on your agreement with the landowner. And a freehold, this is the full ownership for the foreign citizens. There are several ways to register foreigner citizens under Hakpakai contract or opening the PTPMA. This is the foreign investment business. Yeah, so you open a company with a fully foreign investment, and on that company you can own a freehold title property. Yeah, it's pretty easy, and any law firm will give you idea how to do it. It's pretty easy. It costs not a lot to open the company. The price is starting from $3,000, but it depends how much cost of your property. Let's talk about the taxes. There are main taxes. When you're buying a property, there is VAT tax, which is the value added tax, and it's 11% in Indonesia. What else you need to know about that? The notary fee when you're registering your property is 1%. You're paying it directly to the notary, and this is the payment from the buyer. The seller, us, we have another taxes to pay to the government. We have an income tax, and the same, we're paying the notary fee to our notary. So this is the main numbers, what you need to know about the taxes when you're purchasing the property. But let me tell you, if it's a pure investment for you, there is a possibility to avoid these taxes. How it is? The government, after the G20 summit, they made a special program that direct foreign investments not applied by the tax. So if you purchasing your property as an investment, direct investment, you're not interested to actually have the rights on that property, whatever, it's a pure investment, then you are not you are allowed not to pay taxes. This will be a different contract. If you want to know more details, you can contact us, or you can contact any legal firm in Indonesia or any notary. They will provide you full information regarding this option. This is not actually purchasing the property. This is investing in a property business in Indonesia. It's the same, done by the notary. It's absolutely safe, secure. So those people who invested previously, you definitely know what the investment contract is know for. So let's go through the criteria to choose the right property in Bali. This is the main question. So people, when they come to us, they're asking, what kind of property should I choose? How to make the right choice? So first, you need to understand what is the purpose of your purchase. Yeah, why you want to buy a premium class real estate, and you need to have the clear understanding of your purpose and whether you want to resell it, or you want to get the profit, or you want to leave it yourself. So there is a different options. First is a residential use, generating rental income. You want to combine all those things, or you want to get the strategy where you buy the property on the early stage and then you resell it with the price increasement and getting your profits. So it's pretty hard to find the balance in between the requirements and what the market demand is, but we're looking for this. We're looking for this kind of property. We're actually making this kind of property which could suit both criteria. But let's talk about the criteria when you're choosing the property. Number one is location, and I would put number two, number three, and number four as well. Location, location, location. This is one of the main rules. Doesn't matter where you're purchasing a property, location is like the main subject what you need to look at. Second is equality and reliability. The third one is the facilities and infrastructure. You can buy a beautiful villa somewhere far away where it's hard to get and there is no facilities, no infrastructure around. You need to drive half an hour to the local supermarket. This villa will be rented less days in a year. It will be more hard to find people to rent it to. Yeah. Number four, roads, access, villas, how easy to get to your property. This is another problem which sometimes happening in Bali. I will tell you later on how it looks. Surrounding, again, this is one of the main issues. You can have a beautiful villa, but you will have a peacocks next to you. You will have barking dogs outside the street. This all affects Yeah, if you have a luxury property, if you're coming to relax to that place and you have all night, all day dogs barking, this is a disaster. So people will not appreciate stay in your place. Number six is the property ownership condition. Yeah, this is another big thing. So there are a lot of cases when people purchasing 25 years leasehold without any extension in their contract. They're not agreeing about that in the beginning. And then every year their property is losing around 8%. And when it comes to the end, the first leasehold, you cannot extend it. Yeah, so you need to know your conditions when you're signing the contracts. Please double check everything, that you have your extensions, that you agreed on terms, conditions, on everything. Number seven is the management. Yeah, you can buy a beautiful villa, but if you want to rent it out yourself, you need to open a company. You need to have a cleaners, you need to have a pool guys, or you need to do it yourself. Yeah, which is not allowed because you're not allowed to work in Indonesia. You can run a business, you can own a business, but you're not allowed to work yourself. So for this, you need a lot of legal papers to be done, and this becomes a job. You're buying property not to work, yeah, to get the passive income in most of the times, in most of the cases. For some people, of course, it's a job, but this is already a different topic. Number eight is profitability. Yeah, if you're buying a property, you need to understand how much it's going to bring you, why it's going to bring you. There's definitely need to be made a research to understand the numbers. You need to look on the similar property in the area. You need to see how much is rented for, how many days it's rented. All this you can check yourself online, or of course you can hire some professionals who will do it for you. Number nine is the rental duration and trends. Trends are moving from one place to another, so you need to be a step forward and understand when the trend gonna go or where it gonna stay for a long time. There are some areas which are basic areas, yeah, and for 20, 30 years, it's always great tourists coming there, always spending money. Occupancy rate is always on the high numbers, and there are some areas which were like really busy 10, 15 years ago, and right now they're not so popular because of different reasons. But you need to aware of that, and you need to go to the areas to check, or you need to choose the right specialist who will do it for you and explain you where the market trends are going. But don't believe to every professional, because in our days there are some people going um, more further behind Canggu, behind Pernanan, and saying like, look, in 1 2 years this will be the most rented area in whole Bali, but it will be not. There's no infrastructure, there's no roads, there is no beach, there is nothing to attract the tourist. So they're saying this only because they are not able to buy a land in the actual touristic location. So they're buying it a little bit further and trying to prove to their clients that, yeah, the trend will go there because there's no land. But we know over here will be better. No, it will not be better because I already explained, yeah, no beach, no facilities, no roads, nothing, big traffic or nothing around, empty fields. So this is not the property which going to be rented in a daily basis, because those people who coming for holidays, they're expecting some infrastructure around them. And of course, number 10 is the uniqueness of your property. As more unique your property is, as bigger occupancy rate it will have and more profit it will bring you. Location, easy to check. Is it popular among tourists? What are developments and what are the trends in this area? You need to look at the primary demographic, who's living in that area, what is the demand. You can check, yeah, already explained, you can check AirDNA, Airbnb, booking, and whatever. There are a lot of statistics. So check occupancy rate, check the location. It's pretty easy to do it yourself. There's not a lot of areas to choose from. There's like five trending areas, and if you buy a property there, that's definitely you will earn some money. So real estate by the ocean, this is the most significant and valuable asset. Doesn't matter which country it is, wherever you go to any place in Europe, in the Middle East, everything what is by the sea, by the ocean, it's always has bigger occupancy. People, when they come for holiday, they want to see water, they want to hear water, they want to walk along the beach. 95% of all those people who are coming to our company to ask about the property, they're asking for the property by the ocean. And you know what? The coastal areas in Bali, if you look at them, that most of it, it's already occupied by the five-star hotels, big brands, Bulgari, Ruffles, Intercontinental, whatever, Hilton. They're all presented in Bali. All the five-star hotels, which you can find around the globe, they're already existing in Bali for 10, 15 years. So the trend on Bali, on the tourism in Bali, didn't start today or last year. It's already here for 15, 20 years. And the remaining coastal area, it's pretty hard to develop something there. It's impossible to swim. There is a lot of cliffs by the ocean, or the beach is not swimmable, non-touristic location. So pretty hard to find something by the ocean. Next thing what you need to pay attention on, it's the exterior. You need to check the quality and reliability. Who's building your property, construction quality, quality of the materials, what the developer is using. You can check, you can ask for all those lists. You need to check, will you need to be paying to repair that, or the management company will take care of it? You need to find a hidden defect. So there are a few options how to do it. Either you can hire a specialist who will go and check it for you, or you just can go to with a trusted developer who's providing the high quality. You can check on their products, and if it's a good development, you always see it with open eyes. So construction quality is the main thing, because years ago there was not a lot of quality products, and that's why we have a lot of villas which has moisture, which has mold on the walls. Yeah, they're trying to paint it every year, but this doesn't work like this. It needs to be demolished and built from scratch, because they were not using a high technology construction. Only recently the developers started to use new technologies. They started to bring technologies from outside, but it's not that it's everywhere in Indonesia. If you go to Jakarta, you have amazing skyscrapers, you have amazing quality of construction, but it's over there on the island. It didn't existed, but right now more and more professionals coming to Bali and getting involved into the construction, so the quality is going higher and higher. But still there are a lot of developers who are doing the same thing what they were doing 20 years ago. They tried to build cheap and to just show the picture. After the first rainy season, together with the tears of the owners, yeah, all this beauty from the walls coming, and then you see the reality that this will cost you a lot of money to repair. So this how the local style villas look at the moment. A lot of property, if you go online on Airbnb or Booking, you will see this style. This is traditional local style. This how the modern villa style looks, not only in Bali but around the globe. This is what actually we're developing. This how looks the local style of furniture. Yes, it is beautiful, and I know that some people are buying this furniture, bringing it to another countries. But if you're coming for holidays, you want a comfy sofa, you want a comfy chair. Yes, this is maybe beautiful, but when you actually sitting on this kind of sofas, your back will not say thank you to you. This is the modern style of furniture and finishing. This is what we're using for our projects and properties. Of course, facilities and infrastructure, I mentioned this earlier a few times. You need to pay attention on how what is the level of infrastructure in the complex, outside the complex. Yeah, you need to look what you have around, because in some cases the property is very beautiful and I believe it will be bringing money, but then there's nothing around, and it's pretty hard to move around Bali when you're first time in Asia, for example. It's pretty hard. Not always you can, not from all the areas you can grab a cab, so you need to have your personal driver, or you need to drive a scooter or the car by yourself, and you don't want to do it when you're on the short-term holidays, for example. So road access to the villas, this is another main part. I already read you the list, and now I will show you why this is the big issue. So it's pretty hard to find a wide roads. It's pretty hard to find walking path in the complexes. And imagine this is the regular road, and might be by the end of that road, it will be absolutely stunning luxury villa, but you cannot access it. So when you come from the airport, the driver will leave you over here, and then you need to walk all the way to your villa because the car cannot access that villa. And it happens a lot, especially if it's on in already developed area where they're building villas somewhere pretty far from the main road, and this is happening pretty often. So the first impression when the people will come, it will be this street, not your beautiful property. So you need to think about that as well. And before you purchase, you need to ask the developer what is with the road, how I will access my place. This is another very, very important question. And of course, surrounding. This is another thing. You need to look who your neighbors are. And I already explained why, because of the dogs, peacocks, or whatever. There's a lot of options which can be very disturbing. Yeah, in many cases, your neighbors might look like this, and we don't know. Maybe they grow the fighting cocks in next door. I had this issue in one of my villas when I just came to Bali. I had a farm where they grow the fighting cocks, and yeah, it was pretty loud, and they were not only singing in the early morning, they were singing all night and all day, and this was very, very disturbing. And of course, condition of property ownership, you need to check. There's a different kind of lands here. There are green zones where you're not allowed to build at all. There's a residential zones where you actually can live yourself or rent in a long term. And there is touristic zonations where you actually can rent it daily. Yeah. So you need to check that before you purchase the property. Yeah. What is the property ownership conditions with residency, without residency, restrictions on sale, restriction on independent rental. This is another thing what you need to check when you're purchasing the property, as some companies are not allowing to live. If you're buying the investment property, you cannot live yourself in that particular property. So check before you purchase. It's a very important thing. Then we go to the management systems and management companies. So there are a few options. One is when the management company is just taking care of your property and not renting it out. Another option is when they're doing the full property management and the rental. Yeah, so they take care of everything. They're doing the marketing, they're renting it out, they're meeting, greeting people, they're doing everything, do all the repairs and whatever. So there is another options. And about renting, I told you that you can do the independent rental. Yeah, you can do it yourself, or you can hire a company and they will rent your property, just your property. Yeah, if they don't find a client, your occupancy gonna go down. Another option, you are getting a company where you're gonna have the rental pool system. For example, you're purchasing apartment in a hotel. So it doesn't matter your apartment is rented or your neighbor apartment rented. So all the rental income is shared in between those who are in the rental pool. Yeah, so this is another option. This is your guaranteed return. This works really well all around the world, and this is a great option. And let's go to the next point, purchasing villa without the management or purchasing the villa with the management. So if you buy it without the management, without any facilities or whatever, you need to take care of all the costs about licenses, permits to operate. You need to have all the tax advisors, and you will have all the tax obligations to pay. You will be responsible for that. You need to maintain that villa, and yeah, usually it takes a big part of the pie, a big part of your profit. So there's a lot of difficulties to do it yourself. If you don't live here from far away, it will be pretty hard. Yeah, you need to hire and train your staff, and you need to take care of them. So it's a lot of hustle. Um, and then we're gonna go to the list terms and trends. What is necessary to understand when you're buying property for 25 years? Yeah, 25 years is average on the market, if you go in the market, around 90% of the property will be 25 years leasehold. Yeah, it's a standard. So if you're purchasing property and later on you would like to resell it in 5 years or 10 years, look for 30 or 35 years. As I told you, the people who are purchasing property in Bali, they have that red line. Everything what is under 25 years, it's a red flag for them. So they're not buying that because every year they will be losing money. Yes, property value increasing here around 10% yearly, but when it's under 25 years, it's 8 to 15% that you're losing on the property. So please be careful with choosing what you buy. If you're buying it just for the rental and you are happy with the numbers, you're not planning to resell, then 25 years, it's a pretty good option. Yeah. So uniqueness of your property. Yeah. What's about? Yeah. What aspects makes the property in a high demand and rental? Yeah, uniqueness of the property. This is one of the main reasons. If you look on the Instagram, yeah, the people are promoting on Instagram amazing properties with some great amenities, like they make pictures. So this makes it all more popular. There is some property here in Bali which been mentioned 80 million times last year in medias. Imagine 80 million. This is more time mentioned than anything else in the world. This is amazing, unique project, and we believe that our projects will be mentioned all over the world as well. Right now, we're building the longest swimming pool in the world. I believe this is the unique property, and a lot of people would like to stay in this kind of hotel, which is has something to show. There's a lot of same property in Bali as well. And I can give you one of the examples. One of my friends, developers, they had amazing project in Canggu area last year, and they had over 90% occupancy rate in the first year with a price around $350 a night. This year, the same property is around 60% occupancy rate, and the prices are $100 to $150 a night. Why is that? Because another 500 units of exactly the same property appeared to the market. I will mention this is townhouses. Right now, because of the luck of the land in Bali, most of developers are building either a very small villas where you have wall and a little villa, or townhouses with a where you have two walls together, yeah, and then you have two villas with one wall in the middle. Why is that? Because no land is very expensive over here, and they trying to get into the market trends, and the market trends, most of the buyers are in average of $150 to $250. There's a lot of property like that, but in the same time, the returns in this kind of property will gonna be a much lower. That's why our company is doing a little bit different. We have a little bit different strategy, so we're going for the bigger plots of land. Yeah, so most of the people, when they are thinking about property in Bali, this is their expectations. Look at this beautiful picture. This is the average expectation when people are thinking about villa in Bali. And this is reality. This is reality. I bet 70% of the property, what you find in the market, will look exactly like this. Yeah, this is reality. With this kind of property, you cannot put a high numbers. You cannot earn as much as you would earn with this kind of property. Most of the people who want to travel and stay in a beautiful villa, they are expecting this, but they are getting this on the market, and it's very hard to find good-looking, beautiful property in a nice location. We design unique projects, and our vision is to bring a fresh experience to the island. And I will show you a few projects what we're developing at the moment, and I believe you will understand what I'm talking about. So the first project, what I'm proudly announcing, this is Magnum Resort Sanur. This is only beachfront property in the last 20 years for sale in Bali. There are no other projects in the ultra luxury complexes in Bali. beachfront in Bali for sale at all. Yeah, so I believe that this is a #1 project in a whole Bali. This already has a few awards from the Asia Pacific Property Awards, and it's the best hotel construction and design in Asia Pacific. It's the best architecture residence in Indonesia. This is the best apartment condominium development in the whole Indonesia. We recently got this project to the 50% line. Right now, it's still under development. We already finished the structure. So if you're in Bali, you can come and you can go to the actual property and see what kind of views are opening from this property, or you can go on our YouTube channel and see I'm doing reports from the actual property. So this is a beach club in front. This is a beachfront property. So after the beach club, you have directly the sun and the ocean. We have over 8,000 square meters of infrastructure on the territory, like gyms, yoga centers, spas, lounge bars, restaurants, beach clubs. We choose absolutely stunning interior for our properties as we want to deliver a high lux standard. This property will be delivered in 2025. So next year, you already can get the keys for your property. The location is the central road of Sanur, the special economy zone next to the yacht marina. We have a wide roads over there. We have the biggest shopping mall just a step ahead. We have medical center. There's no other developments in that particular area, as there is no land, 99% development. So to this area, you have as well the highway, which is built from the airport directly. It's a toll road for $242 million built by the government. So in 15 minutes, you can get to your place from the airport without the traffic, without anything. So it's a great project. We're choosing right now which hotel brand we're going to be using to manage that property, but it's definitely going to be one of the top 5 hotel brands in the world to provide a bigger occupancy and the bigger returns to our customers. This is few pictures from this particular area. We have the yacht harbor, speedboat harbor, cruise ship harbor, all in the same area, but we're in the middle, so no disturbance. There's no boats allowed to park in front of our property. This is how it looked last year. Right now, it's more developed, and we can tell you about the clients' cases. On the pre-sale, they purchased this for $390. Right now, the average price is around $500,000. So in a 5 months time, they resell it for with a profit over 30% and $120,000 profit. We're expecting the average price per square meter around $7,000 to $9,000. So we're expecting another 40 to 60% increasement in the price in this particular project. We have some unique penthouses. If you look in this picture, then just in front, the whole floor is one unit. 337 square meters unit with a direct ocean view. There was never property like that in a whole Bali for sale. You can be a lucky owner of some really exceptional property. Here we don't have 25 years leasehold. We have the HGB contract, what I mentioned earlier, and it's a direct 50 years with a 30 years guaranteed extension to you. So you will have a contract, 50 years paid, another 30 years in the contract, 80 years ownership. This is an amazing opportunity. There is no other deals like this in a whole Bali. Yeah, you can come and see it yourself. We have 3D virtual tours as well. If you contact one of our managers, they will provide you all the necessary information. For this project, we brought Puluntan Company, which is one of the big pre-government construction companies from Jakarta, working from 1993, and they have over 300 delivered projects. This is skyscrapers, the biggest 5-star hotels around Indonesia. So for this project, we brought them, and we're sure that the quality over here is the best what you can get on the whole island of Bali. The second project, this is our latest project. We just launched the construction a couple of months ago. It's Magnum Resort Birava. This project as well, it's the best apartment condominium development in Asian Pacific, and this is the best residential development of over 20 units in Indonesia. What is special about this project? It's 190 meters long pool. This will be the longest swimming pool in the world. At the moment, Marina Bay Sand in Singapore is a number one longest swimming pool with 154, if I'm correct. Yeah, so we're gonna have a little bit bigger. In Dubai, it's 88 meters long pool in Address Tower. So yeah, this is very easy. Longest swimming pool, main central street of the most trending touristic area. This is Canggu Main Street, Beraba Beach. 300 meters away from us, we have two biggest beach clubs, which every day are around 20 to 30,000 people visiting that beach clubs. There are no five-star hotels around the area. Mostly it's townhouses and villas. But we're building a hotel in the last plot of land in the whole area, which is allowed to build a hotel. Yeah, this is a government land. So we won the competition to get that particular land to build this amazing project. Yeah, most of our tourists are from our area. Yeah, Singapore, Malaysia, India, China. So from Asia and Southeast Asia. They love when you have something unique and special, the same like all the rest of the people from the world. So we are betting that this will be a great occupancy rate. And we check the rates of the five-star hotels, which are close to us, around 1 kilometer away. The average daily rate is around $500 a night. If we're going to be renting this with $250 a night, we're going to be expecting around 16% profit from this complex. Amazing location, walking distance from the international schools, biggest tennis complex, biggest recreation club in a whole Bali with over 3 hectares of activities, football, volleyball, bowling, whatever you can imagine is over there, walking distance. And as I mentioned, two biggest beach clubs in the world and a great surfing spots in Beraba Beach. Walking distance, you have 6 most iconic beach clubs and beach facilities in a whole Bali. Like Potato Head, Finn's Beach Club was 7 years the biggest beach club in the world right now. Atlas beat him, and they're the biggest one. Famous Café del Mar from Spain and Lombrisa from Barcelona. I will go for the next project, and this is Skystar Ocean View complex. This is Californian style villa complex. All the villas have direct ocean view. This project is on the last stage, on delivery stage. It will be delivered next month or month after, end of September. So absolutely stunning villas. Right now, we already have some villas fully furnished, and you definitely can come and see. We have photos and videos from the construction site. So what we done, we took the highest point of the Bukit Peninsula. We took the cliff, we cut it, and we made the stairs all the way to the highest point of the whole area. So we have direct ocean view. We have a view on the airport, and we can see every 2.5 minutes planes taking off and landing. And in the nighttime, it's absolutely stunning ocean view. Here we have very nice numbers as well. Some of our clients voted on the pre-sale and right now resold it for more than 30% increasement in the price. We have few villas still for sale in this particular complex. So if you're interested in something which is already done and gonna be bringing you profits after 2 months, give a call to your manager and he will help you out. This project is just 500 meters away from me right now. It's the 5-hectare place where we have the most stunning luxury villas. You're looking at the 5-bedroom villa right now. It's 860 square meters large villa, and the price for it is just $2 million. So a little bit more expensive than 2,000 US dollars per square meter, and you're getting absolutely stunning villa in a very nice and secure complex where location is absolutely center of Canggu. and you have 24-hour security. You have the biggest tennis complex where Novak Djokovic is visiting every time he's in Bali. You will have at least 10 restaurants and bars walking distance inside your complex, and another shops and another facilities around you. So this is absolutely stunning. We have two villas for sale in this complex left. They will be delivered. One of them will be delivered in just 4 months, and another one will be delivered in a 14-month. The Umala Signature, this is the place where I'm right now. This is the biggest apartment complex ever built in Bali. And this is on delivery stage as well. All the apartments are finished already. Reception is working. There are two options of property, one-bedroom apartments and two-bedroom apartments. This is already pictures from existing property. We have some units for sale as well. So again, if you want something which is ready, you can purchase this beautiful property. You can live there yourself, or you can rent it out and get a profit. And two-bedroom is 121 semi-gross. So the actual size is 96 square meters. Two separate bedrooms, large living room, kitchen, two bathrooms, huge balcony, ocean view. It's around 300,000 US dollars, and we have few options for sale. And as well, there's a lot of infrastructure in the complex, the swimming pool on the rooftop, bars, restaurants, lounge bars, cafeterias, co-working spaces, yoga, gym, so everything inside the property. And again, regarding the cases, so those people who purchased it when it was off plan, they got it for around $135,000, and they could resell it for over $200,000 with a 55% profit. Right now, prices are even higher. So if they would wait a little bit longer, they would get a bigger return. So basically, this is what I wanted to tell you. And here you have the QR code that you can contact one of our managers. Of course, you can find us on our social medias. You can get us on Instagram. You can visit our website. If you press the green WhatsApp button on our website, you will get directly to my phone. And if you like to chat with me in person, then you can do this and get on our website. I will be waiting for your call or for your message. As well, we have options for those who want to invest big in Indonesia and would like to invest big with Magnum Estate. We're launching few more large projects in the next couple of months. So if you want to get off plan, if you want to get the best option and get the biggest profits, then please get in touch with us. We're going to give you more information regarding those projects, and some of them we didn't show today in the presentation, not to make it too long. I wanted to finish in 1 hour, but we have more possibilities and more options for our clients, for our investors, for our friends. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope you got some information, what you were interested in. If not, give me a call and I will explain you whatever questions you have. I didn't want it to waste a lot of time for every specific topic. I wanted to go through all the possible questions, what we're hearing from our clients or from those who are interested in the property in Bali. So thank you so much. And I'm saying goodbye. And I hope you enjoyed this webinar and you will join the next one. If you're coming to Bali, I will meet you in person. Please give me a shout. Thank you so much and goodbye.